Good afternoon. I'm Brenda, and we are going to do an introduction to Feng Shui 101, which means Feng Shui means wind and water. It is approximately 5,000 to 6,000 years old and is based on the belief that all things are comprised of energy, which is really physics 101. I practice Black Hat Feng Shui, which was brought to the United States and Western Europe in 86, by a Berkeley professor, Lin Young. And the reason I mention that is the style I practice. There are many schools of Feng Shui, some being classical school, compass school, Lo Shu Magic Square, and the reason, and many more. So the reason that is important is that when we had that wave of popularity in the 90s or so of Feng Shui, people went and purchased this book, that book, and took snippets out of each one. And while each style has an ultimate goal of good energy, when combining the styles, it causes chaos because each style uses a different path to the end goal, if that makes sense. The elements in Feng Shui are earth, metal, water, wood, fire. And it's really just universal common sense. Proper Feng Shui is purposefully arranging stuff around you to gain positive results. What stuff? All of your worldly possessions. That said, we'll go to where should I start? Prepare yourself a journal, a notebook, or something. Why? Because we want to identify in our lives those things that are just not quite working, things that need improvement. Space clear inside your house. I do that many ways. I do, excuse me. First of all, I can take sage. I use an abalone shell and a feather. You can use a bowl in your hand. What I do is I start clockwise and I go through the whole home. It's always important to remember to open a window or door. This negative energy that we are pushing out has to go somewhere. Another way to space clear is to take sea salt or Himalayan salt or kosher salt and literally a very thin line, every baseboard, every drawer, every closet, line everything. Leave that down for 3 days, then vacuum up. Another thing I do almost weekly is in the center of the home, I put a clear glass bowl with water and sea salt. I float 3 tea candles. Sometimes I add a few flowers to make it look pretty. And those candles will burn for approximately 3 hours. If one goes out, not to worry, just let it go. When it finishes, it's important to take that water and dump it outside of your living space because that sea salt has drawn the negativity in the home into that water. Next, we have declutter. Clutter. Clutter is anything that you do not love and do not use. Examples of that, or that stack of magazines in the floor, or that pile, anything piled on the floor that one is not using, collects low-level energy. And what that does, one good barometer for that would be, say you're coming home and you have plans to do X, Y, and Z, and the next thing you know, you're on the couch, or you just don't do it. And that is a definite indication that you do have low-level energy around you, so it's important to declutter. Also important because when we take out those things we are not using and we do not love, then we make space for new beginnings, new possibilities, new adventures. So it is a very important thing. Thoroughly clean the home. That's self-explanatory. Resolve any and all maintenance issues. again. Now, we don't have a yard to clean up, but we do have a balcony or a porch, so do that as well. Check out your front door. Now, in a home, this means, for example, if you are sitting facing, okay, a T intersection, if your home, if your door is facing a T intersection, that needs to be addressed because all of the energy of all those cars is going right directly into your home. There are cures for any of these things. Another thought is if you have a gnarly neighbor, you know, to address that, there are ways to address that. Next, we have resolve placement issues. An example, okay? If you have books, say of a time that you went through a difficult time, whether it's financial or health or emotional, or a relative that had issues, alcoholism, schizophrenic, any kind of issues, every time you pass that book, it takes one's mind to that time. And of course, we don't want that. So those books need to go just to keep your, and the other thing is while we're going to that bad memory, we're not in the moment, and so we're going to get smacked by something. So it's best at all times to keep one's thoughts and memory to positive things, and that is the reason for that. Another example. Years ago, I had a friend with this beautiful home, beautiful entry, huge chandelier. There was a stairwell to the right going straight up to the bedrooms. On that, I mean, life-size painting on this stairwell was Judith holding the beheaded Holofernes, blood and all. Now, I don't know which artist it was. There are a plethora of artists who've done hundreds of depictions of this. But this one was Judith, single, no other people around, just holding this head, blood and all. It was ghastly. So every time this couple went up the stairs to the bedroom, they passed the energy of that picture. The marriage didn't make it. It just couldn't withstand that, and I'm serious, it just couldn't. So we really, really need to look around. What do we have hanging on the walls? Another example, Mighty Mo, the USS Missouri, famous battleship in World War II, or any battleship. We do not want that picture in the bedroom. That battleship has battle energy and will cause battles in the bedroom. Enough said. Then we look at enhance and place cures. And these two I'll explain a bit more with the following page, which is the Feng Shui Bagua. Feng Shui Bagua is the next one. Victoria, thank you. So what I do with this Bagua is I take a floor plan of a home or an apartment, and I place it on that floor plan so that I can see where each of these elements sit in the home. We have career. The element is water. The colors are black, blue, green. The shapes are amorphous, like a flowing river. These are the elements that we would address if you needed improvement in one's career. Self-knowledge, knowledge and self-cultivation. The element is earth. The colors are brown, yellow. The square shape is what we would use to address this. Helpful people. The element is metal. Silver, gray, white, and gold are the colors, and circle or oval shapes would be used here. Health. The element is earth. The colors are brown, yellow, and we use square shapes. Family. The element is wood. the color is green. Rectangular shapes are most auspicious here. Children and creativity, the element is metal. The colors are white, gold, silver, copper. Circle or oval shapes are applied in this area. Straight back, fame and reputation. The element is fire. The colors are red, yellow, orange. Triangular and pyramid shapes are most auspicious here. Wealth, which we all love. The element is wood, wind. Green and purple are the colors. Rectangular shapes are beneficial. Relationships, and this means all relationships, not just male, female, spouse, all relationships. Earth is the element. Brown, yellow, pink, peach, and red are the colors. Square shapes are used here. Next, we go to, energy drains. And I obtained this from a book by Cheryl Richardson. I will read through these, and of course, if you have questions later, ask. But these are indications of where your energy drains are sitting in your life. Relationships. There are people in my life who continually drain my energy. We all know those. I have unreturned phone calls, emails, or letters that need to be handled. I have an unresolved conflict with a family member. I lack quality friendships. I feel a void in my life created by lack of a romantic partner. There is someone I need to forgive. This is a biggie. There is a relationship I need to end. There is a phone call I dread making, causing stress and anxiety. I am currently involved in a relationship that compromises my values. I miss being part of a loving, supportive community. Environment. My car is in need of cleaning and/or repair. My wardrobe needs updating and/or alterations. I'd like to live in a different geographic location. I have appliances that need repair or upgrading. My home is not decorated in a way that nurtures me. My closets, basement, garage, attic, are cluttered and need to be cleaned. Repairs need to be done around my home. My home is cluttered and disorganized. I miss having more beauty reflected in my environment. I watch too much TV. Body, mind, and spirit. I eat food that is not good for me. Something about my appearance bothers me. It has been too long since I went to the dentist or doctor or whatever. I do not get the sleep I need to feel fully rested. I'd like to exercise regularly, but never seem to find the time. I have a health concern for which I've avoided getting help. I have emotional needs that consistently go unmet. There are books I would love to read, but I never find the time. I lack personal interests that are intellectually stimulating. I lack a spiritual or religious practice in my life. Now, work-related. I no longer enjoy work and have a hard time showing up each day. Now, for some of us, that's just not applicable. Right now, my work is stressful and leaves me exhausted at the end of my day. My office is disorganized, my desk a mess, and I have trouble finding what I need. I am avoiding a confrontation or conflict at work. I tolerate bad behavior from a coworker or boss. I am not computer literate Hmm. I lack the proper office equipment I need to do my job well. My work does not allow me to express my creativity. I know I need to delegate specific tasks, but I am unable to let go of control. I feel overwhelmed by the amount of information that enters my life in the form of mail, books, magazines, and email. Money. I pay bills late. I spend more than I earn. My will is not up to date. I have tax returns that are not filed or taxes that are not paid. My credit rating is not what I would like it to be. I don't have a plan for my financial future. I do not have a regular savings plan. I do not have adequate insurance coverage. I have debt that needs to be paid off. My mortgage rate is too high and I need to refinance, which doesn't really apply to some of us. So now I will open up the floor for questions if you have any questions.
Remember, you're all on mute, so you will have to unmute yourself in order to ask the question.
I'd like to ask a question, but I don't have a clue what to ask. You've covered a lot of territory, and I appreciate it.
I did, and I went too quickly, and for that I apologize. It's the little bit of my frayed nerves. So
That's okay. I understand. No, I think you did a good job, but like I say, I don't know what to ask. I'll have to digest this and see.
do you have an area in your life that you would like improvement?
Well,
Careful.
Now you're asking a big question there.
Well, now pick a little thing. Pick
Just
something.
one area?
Yeah, just pick a thought that could use improvement. That, don't go major. Just pick something that say, this could do better.
Well, how about the feeling of being closed in?
Oh dear. Yeah, I do understand that. And that is COVID, correct? This is
Pardon?
what we're living through?
Yes, related to our general situation. That's kind of uncomfortable at times.
And so what we would try to do is we would, first of all, address, first I would go to the health area and I would address the cures for relieving anxiety. That is the first thing I would do. Okay.
Okay.
And what would that be? What would that be? In our health area, it's right smack in the middle. I would place a yellow candle always and keep it burning a little bit every day. And everything within Feng Shui is done with intention. So when you light that yellow candle, you say thank you for the good health of everyone in my home. Okay? Thank you for the release of this anxiety. And you place that, as long as you place that intention. The other thing I would do, let me see. I would go to knowledge and self-cultivation, which is wisdom. And I would do some research on opening up the areas of my mind through literature and get your escape through all kinds of literature, whatever your tastes are. Perhaps do a travel videos or plan your vacation for the end of this. Make plans for continuing.
Okay.
So that one's mind does not go to, oh, woe is me, we're stuck, it's never going to end. Make plans for your ending, for this ending, I mean, okay?
All right.
Take your imagination there. Those are just a few things I would suggest.
Okay. Good. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have a question?
Yes, Brenda. This is
Yes,
Yamini.
yes, Yamini, how are you?
I just came very late because I've been waiting here 2 o'clock, but somehow or other they could not do it on my phone. I don't know why. So I missed everything. I really liked it. And my problem is I can't sleep at night. Once I wake up, 3 o'clock or something, I just can't sleep back and I get a headache in the morning whenever I wake up. So
Okay, so
that help I need.
okay, the first thing you would address in your room is go into your room and look around and see what's in it. Make sure there are no books or pictures of things to incite your anxiety. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes.
Now, and
But
the other thing one can do is the same thing I use for space clearing. If there are difficult dreams, any difficulty sleeping, again, a clear glass or bowl, water, sea salt.
yes.
You don't have to put the candles in the bedroom. We don't want you to burn anything. You know, you're not awake, we hope. So put it on your nightstand.
Okay.
Now, important thing about this is to make sure that water, whether you're using it for space clearing or in your bedroom, must be dumped outside of the apartment, not in the apartment, because it has collected all that negative energy. So it's important to toss that out. And Victoria, I don't know, is this session replayable anywhere?
Yes, I have it on record, so we'll be posting this for y'all to be able to watch again.
So Yamini could watch it. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. And you know, if you have any questions, Yamini, you can stop me anytime. Does anyone else have a question? Okay, so I would like to say that in the future, if there is a desire, we could do sessions going through each area of the Bakwa and addressing your concerns, you know, with each area, because that is what it's about. That's the breakdown. And with that said, if anyone would like copies of these prints that were put up, Victoria has graciously agreed to email them out, if that helps.
Okay.
Brenda,
Yes?
I have a question. In
Yes.
In health, the element is earth. So
Yes.
I was wondering, in John's case, I noticed that the blinds are drawn, which gives him a closed-in feeling. So if he were to open them a little bit and let in the light, would that be part of earth?
Well, it really is not part of Earth. Two issues. I imagine those blinds are drawn because it wiped out his screen. But the point you make to bring light in to feel less claustrophobic is valid, okay? Earth is literally Earth. I do not have, what I've done, my apartment is small. So in the main room, when you have a small area, I lay the bakwa right on the floor plan. But in this case, I place each element in this living room because it's small. I do not have earth in here. So I have placed literally a baggie of dirt in the inside of my coffee table with the intention of placing the element earth there. So there are always ways to get around getting the elements in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Good question.